Welcome to the New School of Marketing podcast, the place for smart, simple strategies that will amplify your business results. Sharing practical tips, insider knowledge, and actionable advice because marketing is something that every business owner can do. Now, let's get started. Introducing your host, Bianca McKenzie, mum, lover of snow sports, camping, horse riding, and in-demand launch strategist and Facebook advertising knowledge bank.
Hey there, welcome back to the New School of Marketing podcast. I'm your host, Bianca McKenzie. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land I live and work on, the Palawa people of Lutruwita. I pay my respects to elders past and present, and I'm grateful to create and share from this beautiful place. Now, this episode is a little reality check. If you've been feeling like your marketing isn't working the way it used to, or maybe you're just exhausted by all of the pressure to constantly show up, be consistent. I know it's really important, and I talk about it a lot because consistency is really important. But if you're really feeling that, having to do all the things kind of thing, this episode is going to be for you. I'm going to talk about when it's time to hit the reset button on your marketing strategy and what to do about it. Because really, marketing burnout is real. I am feeling you right there. The self-doubt is real. And if you're wondering, is it just me? Well, it's not. You're absolutely not alone. So let's dive in to this episode. So the first scenario is that you're showing up, but you're not seeing results. If you're posting consistently, you're sending the emails, maybe you're even running ads, and still you feel like your marketing is invisible, it's super frustrating. I know it's super frustrating. But here's the thing. Activity doesn't equal strategy. You can be doing all the things, but if your message isn't clear and if your offer isn't aligned, you're literally just speaking to the wrong people and it's not going to convert. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to stop measuring your success by how much you're doing. And I know so many people have this issue. They are doing all of the things and it's frustrating because it's like nothing is landing. So I don't want you to measure your success by all of the things, like everything you're doing. I need you to start measuring based on your impact. Are people actually engaging? Are they clicking? Are they buying? So if you're doing all of the things all of the time, some of it will have more impact than other bits. You need to start looking at your numbers. You need to start looking at, okay, what did people actually engage with? What made people either comment or say something or click and buy, all of those things. If none of it was sticking, you need to go back to your message. You need to ask yourself, is it crystal clear? Like, is it like really, really clear on who you help, what you do for them, what the transformation is? Also, ask yourself, am I making the value obvious? You saying that, it includes 3 workbooks, 5 video, like that is not value. You need to think about transformation. What problem or what desire does your ideal client have? Like, what would be their ideal outcome from, the thing that you're offering? And you need to talk about outcomes and not like just what is included, not the features. And then you also need to think, is there a compelling reason to take action now? Like, why do they need to do it now? Like, they can do it tomorrow, 3 weeks from now. And a lot of people will not take action. And I know a lot of people get hung up on it and feel uncomfortable with it, but this is why you have open cart, closed cart. Even if, it's an evergreen funnel and it is like technically not a real close cut kind of situation. But you can also do expiring bonuses, things like that. You need to give people a really, really strong reason to take action now. And for you to wait for them to be ready and decide that they purchase it, it's just not a strong enough reason. People will come up with excuses if they can. Okay, your next scenario is you're not sure what's working or what's not. And this usually shows up when you've been trying all of the advice. I know everyone has got something to say. You like Instagram reels, email sequences, webinars, like doing live stories, challenges, and you're exhausted and it just feels totally random. So what's missing is a clear strategy. And without a clear strategy, you're just endlessly experimenting. And it's so easy to fall into this because we scroll on our phones. Like, I'm not immune to this. When marketing is done well, it speaks to us, it speaks to our problem. So what do? We're like scrolling through our phone and like certain people run ads or have certain social media posts that actually speak to us. So what do? We're like, oh, that person says that Instagram Reels is the thing. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then, a week later you're scrolling again. Oh, that person says that works. And you go and do that. And it's like one big giant experiment. And I have absolutely nothing against experiments because it is a way for us to find out what works, but also what we like doing. But we need to not get, into this endless trap of it. So what do you need to do? Have a look at your details and your data for the last 90 days. What platforms or tactics actually brought in traffic? What platforms actually brought in leads or sales? If you have your statistic parts all set up, like Google Analytics, it's a really good one. But sometimes your other platforms will tell you where traffic comes from and things like that as well. Look at where it came from. You might be doing things that you could easily take off your plate because it's actually not working. And that frees up time to, focus on the platforms that are working. So really look at your data, look at your analytics, look at your Google Analytics, your social insights, your email opens, your click rates. Just really get into the data and the analytics to learn what is and isn't working. I know it's not very glamorous and a lot of people tend to avoid it and rather just, keep throwing spaghetti at the wall and experiment. But that's how you literally are on your way to burnout. So look at where did your best clients come from? And you know what? Some of it is not even online. And we do need an online presence, but sometimes we just need to go and talk to people to get our name out there in the community and things like that. And you also need to look at what content seemed to really land, because then you can take that content and repurpose it. Like, it's like same message, different words. So you need to look at your data and then double down on what's working and let go of what's not. Honestly, like if reels are not doing the thing, then stop doing reels because they take a lot of time. And, reels for some people do work. I'm just saying, look at what is working. Look at your data. You don't need more stuff. You need a clear focus. Okay, the next scenario is you're tired of reinventing the wheel. And I know this one really, really intimately. Every launch or campaign can feel like starting from scratch, especially if there's like no system and you're just hustling. And that is a big red flag that your marketing isn't set up to scale or to support you. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take an audit of your assets. Do you have a go-to lead magnet? Do you have a simple nurture sequence? And do you have a repeatable sales process? And if not, that is your reset opportunity. I am always looking for ways to automate, ways to make it easier, ways that allow me to take more than one person through the sales process. You need to think of marketing like a machine in a way. You create content that attracts, that's the first step. Then you offer value that nurtures, that's the second step. And then the third one is that you have a clear invitation to buy. And if you build those out in terms of a system, then you can build it once and then reuse it. And that's how you'd be getting off that content treadmill. Once you have your message absolutely dialed in, nailed down, especially now with the use of AI, we can say, okay, well, this is my message. Now come up with this many pieces of content, and you can keep sharing that. And it always should drive to one particular part, whether it's one product, one lead magnet. That's, where you take people through, not like 100 different offers and like there's not really a focus anywhere. So bring it back, pare it back, and really dial down and build that system. All right, scenario number 4 is you've lost confidence in your content or your offer. And this kind of happens when the feedback loop breaks. When you're not getting comments, you're not getting replies, and even worse, you're not getting sales, that's going to shake up your confidence. And it'll make you start wondering, is my offer even good? And I'm going to, spoiler here, it probably is. But the messaging might be off, or you might be targeting the wrong people, or you might just not get enough traffic. So what you need to do is you need to talk to your audience. And this is where I keep coming back to. We are hiding behind our keyboards a lot. It's just so easy to, sit behind our keyboards or on our phones and do these things and send it out there. And it's almost like we're not getting anything back. We need to have conversations with people. We need to talk to our audience. We need to ask questions. You need to get on customer interviews or do some polls. And it has to be the right people, not just some friends, saying yes, and because they're not going to buy. Sometimes they are, but not always. And we need that feedback because sometimes your audience may have changed or maybe their needs have shifted. And you may just need to realign your messaging with what your audience is experiencing now. You need that constant feedback. You need to know them. And confidence comes from clarity and from results as well. So reset your approach so that you get both. Because your offer is most likely good, but your messaging might be off. So get into that feedback loop because you need to know where your audience is at now and how you can realign that message. Okay, scenario number 5 is marketing feels like a drain, not a driver. If you dread writing your next post or planning your next promotion, it's a red flag. You're burnt out or misaligned. Even for those who hate marketing or literally kind of dread it, it still should feel energizing. It should not feel like a never-ending to-do list. You should feel excited about your offer because of what it does for people. So even if you don't like marketing or you think you don't like marketing, you need to have that excitement for your offer. If you have that excitement for your offer, marketing should feel energizing. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you permission to take a break. Not from marketing, but from what's draining you. So sit down and ask yourself, what kind of marketing actually feels fun or natural? It's literally that simple. What kind of marketing actually feels fun or natural? Is it writing? Is it speaking? Maybe it's teaching, connecting one-on-one. And then you need to lean into your strengths. Marketing doesn't need to feel hard or draining if you are aligned with what feels natural or fun to you, and then you share your message. So lean into your strengths. If you love talking, you can start a podcast or pitch yourself for other people's podcasts and, start there. If you love writing, focus on your email list. Write blogs. Blogs are great for search engine optimization. People are still searching for things. And if you learn search engine optimization that works with AI, you're at the forefront still. And if you hate Instagram, you don't have to be there daily. You can schedule some of it. Marketing works when it's aligned with who you are and with what your audience needs. And it's not always just about the audience. I know us marketers talk about that a lot, know who your audience is and be where they are. But if that does not align with you, or it's not somewhere where you can sustainably show up and consistently show up, then find another place where they are. You don't need to be somewhere where you don't want to be, even if your audience is there. There's two ways to solve that problem. One, either don't be there, or two, outsource it. And that's not always an option for everyone. But you need to think about, where do I like to spend my time and my energy, and align that with your audience. All right, a quick recap. Here's your reset action plan. This is what I want you to walk away with today. I want you to audit your current strategy. Where are your results actually coming from, and what is draining your energy? I want you to get real with your messaging. Is your offer clear? Is it compelling? And this is something that you can actually get help and support with, because I know how hard this is. So whether you need a resource or like a mentor or something to get clarity on this will be like one of the investments that will pay off the most. So think about, is your offer clear and compelling? Are you speaking to your ideal customers, but are you speaking to their current reality? If you did an ideal customer, like a client avatar kind of exercise 3-4 years ago, sit back down again, because people have changed and your ideal customer's current reality might not be the same anymore. So you sit back down and, go through it again. The next one is simplify. Stop doing 10 things halfway and start doing 1 or 2 things with a strategy and with consistency. Honestly, you cannot do all of the things. It's just simply impossible if you're one person. If you have a small team, you can take on more things. But you need to stop doing 10 things and doing it just, halfway. Start focusing on 1 or 2 things and really focus on that. And also, the next one is to build or update your system. You need to attract, nurture, invite. I know it sounds so flippin' simple, but it is the way it is. You attract, you nurture, you invite. And make sure that every piece has a job and that they all work together. Your system, your marketing system, needs to work together. Because there's nothing worse than someone signing up and just getting a, hey, work with me kind of, or like, buy from me. No, like you need to have a system. And this marketing reset, it doesn't mean that you're starting from zero. It means that you're realigning what you already have and then making it work harder for you. If you need help with that, keep listening for the wrap up. I've got something really that can help you exactly do this. So if any of this resonated with you, if you're nodding along thinking, yep, that's me, then it might be time for your own marketing reset. But you don't have to figure it out alone. This is exactly why I created the Sales Accelerator. It's a personalized video review of your marketing that helps you get clear on what's working and what's not, where your biggest opportunities are, and what to focus on next to turn your marketing into actual momentum. It's like a tune-up for your strategy with fresh eyes and honest feedback from someone, aka me, who's helped hundreds of businesses grow. You can book your own sales accelerator review at newschoolofmarketing.com/accelerate, or just click the link in the show notes. You will literally walk away with a clearer plan, more confidence, and your next right steps. It is not a one-on-one call. It is not a training. It is me in my own time and in your own time without us connecting. It is me looking at all of your marketing assets. I will open up your marketing assets on my screen, whether it's your emails, your website, your socials, and I will do a review of them in a video format where I tell you exactly what I'm looking at, where you can have opportunities, what's working, what's not, where I can see that you can make some changes. And yeah, you'll walk away with a clearer plan because your marketing can feel easier, more effective, and more aligned. It just sometimes takes a few shifts. All right. If you're ready to book that, I'll pop it in the show notes. Until next time, keep marketing your business every day. And remember, you don't need to do it all. You just need to do what works. You've got this. See you next time.